What's going on, everybody? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're unboxing exactly $600 worth of Swedish coins. Sort of a random amount to spend, but there's some really cool stuff inside. I bought 3 different lots at auction, and so I haven't looked closely. I just unpackaged them a bit, but I also didn't get to see photos of all of the coins in them. It would be like a group of 10 coins or a group of 15 coins, whatever, however many there were, and they would only show like 7 or 8. So I had to go off of feel, but only time will tell if I did well or not. Let's hear a quick message from the sponsors and then definitely just start unboxing this stuff. This video is sponsored by Whatnot, a live stream auctions and shopping app that I frequently sell coins and collectibles on. My link at the top of the description gives you $15 off your first order when you sign up through it, so definitely check that out. Plus, it's a great way to support my channel since any buy that you make with a new account gives me a nice bonus too. Hope to see you on some of those auctions. Let's get into the video. I figured I would go with the big group over here first, because I think that there was one group that was all coppers, and then the other 2 were a mix of silver and copper. So some of these old coins are super endearing, and I just really like the planchet size. And so this one is like a very chunky Swedish copper coin, must be 1747. And I don't know if this is like 1 skilling or 1 ore. It's not super clear what the denomination is, but I'll figure that out in the future. But it's like these coins, I get to add them to my inventory if I go to a coin show or that sort of thing, and I'm selling, then there's lots of cool stuff for people to browse through. And I often find, relative to a US coin from 1747, the world copper is so much more affordable, and that makes a big difference. Here we see something that's either 17 or 1630, I think 1638, super old 1/4 ore, but bit of corrosion, but still, I mean, it's super special to hold a big coin like that. And then this one as well looks like it's also in decent condition. Well, let's see what this says. AE 2 ore 1749 Friedrich I from Sweden. So yeah, this one seems to have very intact, well, a bit of a hit in the rim up there as well, but let's see how this compares. So this one must be 1, that must be a 1. I wasn't sure if it was an I ore, but 2 ore over here with a nice interesting edge. Reminds me of the Russian 5 kopecks that was at a similar time, and a crest over here. So very cool. Again, large copper coin. Let's see what this one is. Looks like a 6th of an ore from 1719, Carl the 12th, and has some good detail on it. May have been a touch cleaned, or maybe just that's how it is. And then check that out. It looks like some probably machine doubling, but it also could be a regular doubled coin, but I assume it's machine. But there's some real separation in between in the S, in the crest, in the M. Very cool. So yeah, I'm sure everybody can see that, but that looks like it's machine doubled as opposed to regular doubled, because it's so uniformly shelf-like. But maybe it's a double die. Maybe I should have hold on to this coin a bit and come up with a plan. But we have a lot of coins to unbox, so should try to move a bit faster here. This one is nice and coppery, though. Also that one definitely has been clean. $1 from Carl the 12th. Emergency cow, or what does that say? I think it says emergency something. This says $150, which seems like a really high amount of money, but I'll have to figure it out. And if that's true, that would be a great return on what I spent on this group. Here we've got this is from Agora Auctions, a sale, 1/6 ore, and also some decent condition. 1715 is when this coin was struck for Carl the 12th, so a very similar design to this one, but this one looks a little bit more original, but it's also a bit like Eye of the Beholder. But yeah, that's cool. Let's see as we continue here. This one we've got Sveriges 1719, it looks like. This one's in nice shape. A 1 ore coin as well. And it looks like Carl the 12th dies in 1718, so I'm not sure which ruler that's struck for. Here's a 1760. This reminds me of some of the jetons, but it's a $1 as well, and this is pretty thick currency, so we'll be curious to learn more. I think it's the same type as that, so maybe they're both. I don't think that this one's $150, but only time will tell. Maybe we'll find some big coins. Maybe they're all worth that much. But I thought a lot of the comps were like, okay, maybe $20 a coin if I'm spending like 15 a coin. But there's definitely some that are better than that. But like 1732, nice 1 ore coin from Sweden, copper coin, and it's pretty large planchet. Like that, there's some base sort of solid historical value that I'm excited to buy these coins with that in mind. And again, this really reminds me, 1762, has the full edge reading, or not reading, like cross hatch pattern that I'm very used to seeing on a lot of the Russian kopecks, which would start in 1763, so they're well timed there. And then this one says, I can't really read what this says, but it is a 1720. I don't know if that's overstruck, but maybe it's overstruck. Maybe there's some detail underneath. I can't quite tell, but it definitely could be. Interesting design elements on this one, and it actually does look pretty overstruck. I'm not sure what that says on a something dollar, but that's pretty cool because you don't see the overstruck as. Oh yeah, definitely overstruck. Check that out. It says very clearly, $1, but now you have the new, like, it reminds me of, let's see, I feel like, yeah, like of this coin. If I zoom back, you should be able to see that. See how it aligns, $1, but maybe on a different exact planchet type. Anyways, this one, we got a big, slightly clipped planchet, 1766, 2 ore coin, very cool, copper, larger again, and seems like there's some other machine doubling in the letters and the numbers, but gonna add to our chunky Swedish coppers collection, I guess, with that find. And then we've still got some interesting finds to make, so I'm gonna get those together. The first of them being this one, 1820 Swedish half skilling. Good look to it. Charles the 14th, and in a bit of a better condition, possibly, is what the flip is saying. So that's cool, half skilling. And then looks like 2 more coins. It feels like more than 15, but I guess that is. Oh, maybe this is what it was overstruck. This is a 1717 $1. Let's see, Vetok Valen, with a nice soldier portrait on it. So very cool. Baron Getting. That's where I think the overstruck coin would have come in. And let's see if I can. If I can't find it again this time, I'm gonna stop worrying about it. But this one also looks a bit overstruck. But here, you could have. It's conceivable that the $1 would line up better, I think, with this. Possibly you can see a cornucopia. Maybe I'm just reading into that. But anyways, very interesting. And then our last one is a possibly 1710. That's what it looks like to me. Or 1712, actually, it might be. I'll have to look at some other examples. I think that looks more like 1712, 1719 than 1710. But time will tell. And then here, also has some overstruck characteristics. So maybe that's more of the 1719 look, but another 1 ore coin. So good start with the chunky coppers. We'll, I guess, move on right away to this coin, or batch of coins, which looks like there's a lot of cool silvers. That one looks, there's some real luster, high-end luster candidates here. I'm going to move this a little bit further back, and we'll start with these coins. These look pretty familiar, actually. This one's 1645 quarter ore, and it's been struck a bit off center, so bit better condition as well, though. So that's pretty cool. I like that very much. how that looks. We've got a 1635 quarter ore as well. And again, oh, that's awesome. You can see how this was cut out, and then it's also, you can see the another another full design here being encroached, so it's a different, these weren't struck with dies then, if you're able to get that other one, or maybe it was parallel dies, but there's a full another coin on that plancha, so that should be a nicer coin. Just has an interesting effect with that in mind. We've got 1723 silver, maybe bill in silver ore coin. So some more historic older Swedish stuff. This one's in nice shape, 5 ore, has some interesting toning to it, really nice golden hue. 1693 there, Dominus Protector Meus. So I don't even know if this would be, let's take a look out of the flip if this is like a grading candidate. I don't know these coins well enough, but that looks a lot nicer in hand than what I thought I was getting when I purchased this lot. So that's great. It can look in odd lighting, that doesn't look great. You have it there and it's all shiny, and low percentage silver also strikes differently. So I might consider grading that coin. Here we have what looks like is that 5 Solidus, some amount of Solidus. Let's see what that says. Solidus Livonia. So like Livonia was like it had Lithuania area or region. Here it says Christina DG RG. I'm not exactly sure, but it could be some sort of Queen Christina. I'll be able to date this coin well. And then over here looks like, is that Christian the 12th or Charles the 12th? Yeah, 1713 1 ore. We already saw a similar coin a few moments ago, but more of this, so that's exciting. We've got another, maybe that should be Gustavus Adolphus, again in nice shape though, really, really cool and very clear. It looks like a 25 Solidus coin, CV Regensis, I believe, is that what that should say? And then over here as well, V Regensis, CV Regensis, and maybe that's the date. Is that 2-1, maybe 21? But that Sig might be Sigismund III. So another very influential ruler, powerful man at that time. Really getting some cool things here that I haven't had too much exposure to in the past, but more, maybe a 10 Solidus over here. There's another Livonia. Looks like there's some allusion to 48, maybe 48 Solidus, or maybe something a little bit different, but be able to explore that further, because I'm going to sell a fair amount of this and like learn through the process. So haven't dealt in Swedish stuff before, bolster the Swedish inventory, sell some of it, figure out how it went and it feels like I did pretty well here. And then this one looks like 6 of something, but a thin hammered coin as well. Nova, what does that say? Revali Mo Nova. Unclear. But we're seeing old Swedish silver, and then this nice F is going to be, I don't know which ruler that is, but 1732 1 ore, lower percentage silver. This coin really caught my eye earlier. Let's see. It's a Gustav the 4th Adolf. Going to be 1809. It says $100 on the flip. It looks cool. I mean, it's a shame whatever happened to the plancha up there, but maybe that's just how they come, because this is like, what does this say? A 1/6 of a Riksdaler. I can't tell if this has been cleaned or not, because that definitely could just be dye polish as well. My first reaction, what I'm looking at is like it looks like there's some lines over there, so it might have been cleaned off, but looks really nice to me. It's a pretty coin. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Tell me in the comments, do you think that this is cleaning, or is this just how these coins come? I'm not totally positive either way, but I mean, I could see this coin being worth $100 to the right collector, maybe more. And so if I could make back a full I don't even think that this coin was in the photos that I was bidding on. So maybe you could make back a considerable bit there. And then these last ones are pretty large. That's a nice cross appearing there. Moneta Nova Stockholm. What does this say? 73. It says Deus. So it's probably 1673 or 1773. But my guess would be 1673 or earlier. And then over here, something from 1633, Christina DG something Sweden, but 1633 earlier coin there as well. Maybe it's a 10 Solidas Moneta Noah Regini Sve, probably Sved, Swedish. Great. Well, I'm gonna, since there weren't as many that I took out, I didn't want to take out the silver. I feel more comfortable about the copper coins being on top of each other, but also for my inventory purposes, I want to keep these somewhat together. And then we get to dig into our last batch here of 15 more coins. If there's lots of context that I'm missing and you're Swedish or you know about these series, do not hesitate to let me know. I'm always, I'm aware that I need additional info on something like this especially, but really in any place. Litori, older, some type of Swedish imperial look to it. Sigismund. Okay, so Sigismund, I believe, was the king of like Polish Lithuania, which also would be near Sweden. Whereas I believe this was the kingdom of Livonia, possibly. Gustavus Adolphus, I think that's his seal. Let's see, 25 Solidus coin. And I'm not sure how to tell what year this is. Maybe they didn't get minted with a year, but it's in really nice shape. So I could see there being a good bit of value attached to something like that. How fascinating. I mean, this is why I like doing coins so much. I get to hold these incredible pieces of history, like a 1722 one ore coin. Just gets to cross my desk, and I get to put in my collection. Here I'm going to hold one or two, probably one or two per batch into my personal collection, and then I'm going to have to sell the rest eventually. But that's the other thing, like, it's fun to collect coins, but sometimes you can like hang on to coins for a year or two and then sell it. And it's like you get the pleasure of owning it, but you can keep your inventory moving as well. I assume this is 1624, or maybe it just says 24 twice. But I think that 1624 is around the time that a lot of these coins would be trading and, having been minted, like Gustavus Adolphus or Sigismund. This one, again, the Gustado, I don't know what year that quite is there. Here it says, looks like it says 23 on the sides, and that's a 1/24 of something. So, again, all further research, but it's also like, it's tough sometimes to identify. If I could identify every coin in the world, that would be incredible, and I just don't have that skill on all different coins. Here's another 25 Solidus, it looks like. Gensis. I'm not sure who Gensis. Oh no, it's still Gustavus Adolphus. Perfect. And then here's the same thing. These seem closer together than the copper coin that was, like super off center where you could see another design. But Christina Solidus coin that's off center struck, and then another one over here with the cross design for the Moneta Nova Stockholm, which I'll get to do more research on. 73 again, and another cross imagery up top. So interesting piece, kind of complements nicely the Byzantine material sometimes. And then here we have a 78, so probably 1678 IR. Again, I'll figure out what that is, but presumably like a silver counterpart to whatever we were just looking at. And then here a triple crown, 1669, Fyra, probably 5 ore for Christina, who it might not, maybe it's Christian, but the lettering has consistently been reading like Christina, so that's what I'm operating under the assumption that it is. Let's see, another 1634 coin here. It's like 1 ore, Swedish, low percentage silver. A lot of the European, and I mean, even in the 1900s, Sweden, Denmark, they often had 40%, 60% silver at times when others were putting in higher percentage silver. 16, looks like 60 something silver coin right there. And then our last, that's cool, 1791. Stora Kopar Bergs Polet. Don't know what this is referring to. It has the familiar crosses, but also like that's actually a pretty nice looking coin. It has a lot of, reminds me of some of the jetons that I've unboxed, but there's still some nice luster on it and a interesting, I don't know what that object in the center is really supposed to mean or represent. Here we see this for a long time ago, 2003 Stephen Album priceless coin. Let's see. Ooh, 1645. 38 bucks. That's hopeful for the other ones. Quarter ore of Queen Christina. Okay, sweet. 1632 to 1654. Great. Well, gives me more confidence here. The Avesta Mint. Nice. Super fun. Hopefully the values is what this person paid for it. $100. 1/6 ore. And it's copper. Let's see what this thing looks like. Is this a $100 coin? I have no idea. Looks like another Queen. They're saying it's 1/6 of an ore. Maybe it's Queen Christina, a little off center again. But that's our last coin of this hunt. And if this one's worth 100 and the other one could be worth 100, then I think we'll be able to exceed. I mean, I think for 600 bucks I actually did pretty well. I think a lot of these, like in the condition that they're in, these are really cool coins when I break them out, and then, you know, I'll be able to hang on to a few of them too. So I'm pretty happy with how this hunt went. I think great showcasing of Swedish coin history, really fun. And then, you know, whether it's overstruck coins like this one, or I think my favorite of this group was the, where is it? This one. Even though it's like one of the, I think it's the most recently minted one, I didn't expect to see it, and it's just in gorgeous shape. So hoping that maybe that's a gradable coin, because if it's gradable, then it's worth a good bit. And then I also at the same time really like these chunky coppers. So much to choose from, and I'll see you as I purchase more stuff to stock the auctions and just have fun with selling coins, and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.